results are in for the nation's first primary, and for Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders, it's the first win of their respective campaigns. Both candidates have been polling in first place for months, so their victories really come as no big surprise.
But in the Republican race, the key is placing high. And our coverage begins with Glenna Milberg. She's live in Manchester with more on tonight's results. Glenna.
Lori, Calvin, you know, this race was called even before the people were still at the polls. All the voting had not been done. It was just after the polls closed, minutes with people still in line. But however many people were left, it would not have been enough to sway what is now the results still coming in, as you said, for 3, 4, and 5. So let's go ahead and see how the party's respective rebel outsiders won this primary. Let's look at the numbers. This is 71% in pretty much the numbers for Donald Trump. The winner here, 34% of the vote. Ohio Governor John Kasich came in second. He got 16% of the vote. And now the battle is on as we speak for number 3. And all this is very important because this state's delegates are awarded proportionally. So the high placers get delegates too. Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, his number right now, 11.5%. Florida's former governor Jeb Bush, 11.2%. And Florida Senator Marco Rubio, 10.5%. Those numbers all so close, with 71% of the precincts in, that right now we can't really tell who is 3, 4, and 5. We do know Donald Trump, developer turned reality star turned politician, is a winner. His first primary win. He got up to the podium today. He was very gracious in his speech before he got tough. He had a ground game here that was huge, in his words. He learned from Iowa, where he didn't have such a ground game, and came in second. He remedied that. He got up at the podium. Let's listen to what he had to say in his victory speech.
We are going to make our country so strong. We are going to start winning again. We don't win anymore as a country. We don't win on trade. We don't win with the military. We can't beat ISIS. We don't win with anything. We are going to start winning again, and we're going to win so much. You are going to be so happy. We are going to make America so great again, maybe greater than ever before. I love you all. Thank you, New Hampshire. Thank you. Thank you, New Hampshire. Thank you. We are going now to South Carolina. We're going to win in South Carolina. I love you all. Thank you very much.
A nomination, but interesting, a good performance by him.
A lot of love from Donald Trump. Kind of a difference from what we've heard in the past, especially last night. His speech here was peppered with some expletives deleted. Who did run a much more positive campaign? John Kasich. He was laser focused on New Hampshire. This was a prize he really wanted and did obtain at number 2. He was someone who spent, of all the candidates, much more time in New Hampshire, 100 and something town hall meetings, and it pays off for him tonight with a number 2 finish. Let's hear what he had to say tonight.
There's magic in the air with this campaign because we don't see it as just another campaign. We see this as an opportunity for all of us, and I mean all of us, to be involved in something that's bigger than our own lives, to change America, to reshine America, to restore the spirit of America, and to leave no one behind.
All right, so right now we're still waiting on firm numbers for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place finishers. Let's take a look at those numbers again. Ted Cruz of Texas, 11.5. Governor Jeb Bush, 11.2. Senator Marco Rubio at 10.5. The 3 of them hard fought. For Jeb Bush, this resurrects his campaign. We'll talk about Marco Rubio in just a second. Senator Ted Cruz was the winner in Iowa, largely because of a very big evangelical vote in Iowa that is not here in New Hampshire. He does have a very good showing, though, and spoke just a little while ago.
We've put Washington on the run, and tonight's outcome is a victory for we the people. And this election, this primary and this general election in November 2016 will be a victory for the hard-working men and women who want to believe again in the promise of America against the bipartisan corruption of Washington, which, mark my words, will end on January 20th, 2017.
So they're worried about their
Governor Jeb Bush has to be thrilled with his finish. He sunk more money into this state than any other candidate, and his campaign, by all accounts, in the double digits here. And now he has a place to call. Let's listen to what he had to say.
We need a president with a steady hand, with a proven record, who has a servant's heart, who doesn't believe it's all about him. That's why I'm running for the presidency of the United States, and why I'm so grateful for the people of New Hampshire. You've given me the chance now to go to South Carolina, where we are going to do really well, thanks to you all.
Senator Marco Rubio, he had a very strong finish. He had a campaign plan, 3-2-1 in Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina. He did that in Iowa, hoped to be second here, but did not. And in his speech today, the senator acknowledged that the debate debacle last Saturday night, the smackdown by Governor Chris Christie, probably did hurt his numbers. Let's take a listen.
Our disappointment tonight is not on you. It's on me. It's on me. I did not do well on Saturday night, so listen to this. That will never happen again. That will never happen again. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it will never happen again. It's not about me. It's not about this campaign. It is about this election.
I do think you've got to really take a hard look at what the head of South Carolina. All right, let's take a look at the Democratic side of things now. Let's take a look at the numbers. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, a neighboring senator, a 74-year-old socialist independent, but running in the Democratic primary. 60% of the vote, buoyed largely by his movement, really young people and new independents, new voters. Hillary Clinton, former First Lady and Secretary of State, 39. Bernie Sanders, a substantial win tonight, but not the 2-1 win that was showing in the polls. He got up to give his victory speech. It was a rousing speech in a huge crowd. Take a listen.
And this is a message not just to our opponents, but to those who support me as well, that we will need to come together in a few months and unite this party and this nation, because the right-wing Republicans we oppose must not be allowed to gain the presidency. That the government of our great nation belongs to all of us, not just a few wealthy campaign contributors.
Let's talk about Secretary Clinton. She actually won New Hampshire in 2008. Now, though, because of that 2-1 polling the whole time, she was managing expectations. She did not expect to win. Senator Sanders, a neighboring senator, she was up against his movement, but she does have a machine. She is looking forward. She got up. Her speech today was less a concession speech than a forward-looking campaign speech. Take a listen.
Now, the real differences in this race are truly over how do we create a future of prosperity, opportunity, and security for all of us. We need to build a growth and fairness economy with higher wages and more good-paying jobs, including a bold national mission to create millions of jobs in clean energy, manufacturing, and infrastructure.
A win here in the nation's first primary, even a high placement. It is momentum for these candidates, but there is certainly so much more to go. Primaries in larger and more diverse states coming up not only in a couple of weeks, but in March, including Florida's. So right now, next stop is South Carolina. Calvin, Lori, back to you.
And Glenna, right now, by all indications, Chris Christie may not make it that far. He's going back to New Jersey to reevaluate.
Those were his words, reassess. He came in 6th place, which for him was actually a decent showing, but the numbers were not good. campaign is very expensive, very time-consuming, and he announced late tonight that he was going to skip South Carolina, go back to New Jersey, reassess his campaign, and we'll see where that goes.
All right, Glenna Milberg in New Hampshire, and I'm sure you're looking forward to coming back to a much warmer state. I'll see you then when you get back here. Nice work out there. So what's the takeaway for New Hampshire here? Let's bring in our senior political reporter, Michael Putney, to talk more about that.
And Kevin, let's take a look at the takeaway from our two Florida candidates, Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. The obituaries written for Jeb Bush were premature, obviously. He is back. The former governor put all his eggs in the New Hampshire basket, and boy, did it pay off. He came in a strong fourth, just a few hundred votes behind Ted Cruz and ahead of Marco Rubio. Bush badly wanted to beat Rubio, his one-time protege. Jeb goes into South Carolina now with money and mo. Rubio was the golden boy coming out of Iowa, where he beat expectations. Well, today he failed to meet expectations. He came in a dismal fifth and said tonight, as you just heard, it was because of a poor performance in Saturday night's debate. Rubio said, quote, "It's on me. I did not do well Saturday night. That will never happen again." Well, he is still in the race, but at some point, Rubio has to win one of these primaries. Ironically, neither Rubio nor Bush stands a pretty good chance of winning their own home state primary March 15th. It's winner take all, and the leader in the polls right now is, ta-dam, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Michael, of course, we know you'll be following the Ides of March. March 15th. Can't wait for that.
I can't either.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
So great to have you here, Michael. Thank you.